Hello everyone, CZ Lumen here, and today we have a game of StarCraft2 with Grandmaster Jason playing as the Terran pieces in the bottom right hand corner versus Master CabalSimp in the upper left hand corner playing as the Protoss. We're going to find out here who wins this fight on Dragon Scales LE. I have the game moving a little bit quicker than normal just to get past the earlier stages of the fight. Protoss coming down here to do his little bit of scouting. I don't blame him. Being up against an opponent that's of higher ranking than you, you're definitely going to want to know every little bit of information that you can possibly get. What does he find out? This is him. We can actually watch him play in a second to see what information that he gets. He's pretty much all over the map. He's doing good. Building up his second base and scouting appropriately. Terran, on the other hand, seems to be bunkering down, setting up their command center. And let's see, we got, might be a 1-1-1 opener by the Terran forces. Building up a factory after doing a successful wall in and preventing that probe from getting any kind of information. Protoss, on the other hand, doing a fast expand, 2 minutes in, and halfway. Is that halfway? It's over halfway complete for the second natural expansion. Let's see. No second command center going up, so this might be just. Oh, here we go. I'm watching Doug the SUV here, and he builds a command center. So he's just hot on the heels of the Protoss. What do we have unit-wise? 25 probes versus 21 SCVs and a mule. The economy is about neck and neck. Let's take a look at that. Resource, let's see, spending, income? Income, that's it. Terran is ahead in minerals, but behind in gas. So we're going to find out how they want to spend that and how they want to harass one another. Widow Mines for the Grandmaster. Hunkering down at the front of the base with no... Oh, there we go. We got the supply depot going down and a couple of Marines scouting to making sure that there's no proxy pylons or anything like that. And he might be a little bit surprised that there is nothing to find there, seeing that probe basically went down, scouted, and ran away. Reaper coming back from a little bit of harassment. I want to actually see, did he actually do any kind of meaningful harassment there? Where's that? I totally missed that. Is that the Reaper? No, it's 2 Marines. Where is that Reaper? There it is. Reaper heading over to the Protoss side, scouts the natural expansion. Scouts the Protoss Stargate with... Alright, that's all the information the Grandmaster needed apparently, because he just decided to go home. Did he even scout the... Nope, he's probably just assuming that Protoss is building upon gas. And that makes sense for the differences in the gas discrepancy between the two players. Protoss probe hanging out on the bottom just left of the Terran base. See if what he wants to build. Or just scouting. I'm going to find out here in just a second. Phoenix on the field. Moving around the map. Gathering as much information as possible. Maybe he's looking for this Reaper. Let's see here. Reaper hasn't done any kind of meaningful harassment or anything. He's just been scouting. So we're going to find out. We have an adept, a couple adepts actually patrolling the area. Reaper really just relaxing a little bit. Oh, let's see if he gets... He's probably not going to get a kill now. Taken out by the Phoenixes. 3 Phoenixes on the field. Versus, what do we have for the army side? We have a Viking and a Cyclone, 6 Marines versus 3 Phoenixes and 3 Adepts. So pretty good capabilities in terms of defenses, as long as they can maintain contact with the Phoenixes. The Phoenixes are coming around the base looking to pick up a SUV too. No? Oh! Widow Mine knocks out one of the Phoenixes, bringing it down to 2 instead of 3. Let's see. Is one of these missile? Nope. We have supply depots coming up. I thought they were going to be missile turrets, but that's fine. That Widow Mine probably saved some lives there. Good job by the Grandmaster. Good static defense systems. More Phoenixes on the way. It looks like the Master of the Protoss army is looking for an Air Force in this. In fact, that seems to be his biggest... Okay, we have a Immortal getting ready to come out on the field. Is there a Phoenix? Not Phoenix, but... Is that all? Got a shield battery and the natural of the Protoss. What do we got? What are their plans? Supplies versus one another. We have 85 for the Protoss, 78 for the Terran forces. With who's got the income advantage? Terran's still overall taking the lead in the income. Mostly in minerals. They're even up neck and neck on gas now. 50 probes versus 44 SCVs. Those mules are really picking it up. That's probably the only reason why minerals are so high for the Terran right now versus in comparison. Looking. 4 Widow Mines somewhere in the Terran base. Making sure that nothing too crazy happens, although, let's see, we have a couple of medevacs standing by, able to do some pretty good drops later on, but a little bit of harassment of the Phoenix trying to take out some of the Terran forces. Takes out 1 Marine and then shoot off just by the Grandmaster himself. However, so far both players are building up on a 2 base. Nope, never mind. 3 base for the Protoss, so he is expanding properly with a lower supply count than the Terran army. Terran army is walking out in a parade fashion into the center of the map. Phoenixes moving into the main base of the Terran and seeing what they can accomplish. Not much. I feel like they could have knocked out a few SCVs, but this is the primary combat force of the Protoss. So this, he might be trying to harass or take down as many as he can for free before this Terran force makes it to the natural. Looks like the Terran doesn't know about the other base. Nope. Doesn't know about the 3rd base. So if Terran forces in the natural, taking down probes and structures. What do we got? What do we got? And it is cleaned up pretty well. I don't know how many probes went down, but looking at the loss tab, we have 3,000 and climbing for the Protoss, 1,700 for the Terran army. So that was a pretty good trade overall, economy-wise. Probes going down in comparison. So let's see, we have 36 probes versus 47 SCVs. That brings Protoss behind even further, not having mules to be able to supplement their income. And the Terran is only moving forward even further with their economic advantage. 2,000 minerals versus 1,700 minerals per second. I think these are per second. That can't be right. This is per minute. I have to look that up. Figure out what necessarily the difference is. That adds up pretty quickly. Right now we have Protoss basically building up his probes as fast as possible in order to recover. I don't know if he's going to try to compensate for this and build more probes or just continue as is. He has a free supply. Terran is still taking the lead. Massive spending by the Terran forces and building up that 2nd army. A very diverse force of Marauders, Marines, mostly a bio army mix with 5 Vikings playing escort. This is a pretty terrifying army to go up against if you are Protoss in some aspects. Although Protoss is countering with 2 Colossi, a couple of High Templar who, fresh from the field, looks like he's merging those into Archons. So gonna have a pretty powerful golden ball right here to try to counter the soon to be fight. Actually, maybe not even be soon. This is a 12-minute match. We have 2 minutes on the clock between these two forces. It looks like there's going to be a decisive battle and a victory coming up, probably for the Terrans, as Terran is actually not ahead economically now. Looks like they are neck and neck, but that income disadvantage, or that income advantage, is going to be short-lived. With Protoss building a 4th base, most of the main mined out for both forces, and not really much to show for it. There's not a huge army. Well, we have a pretty good army for Protoss here. If we look at the units tab, we have a pretty more diversity on the Protoss side against a bio ball of the Terrans. What do we got? Let's see, 14 Zealots, an Immortal, an Archon, 2 Colossi, a single Adept. I like the single Adept there. Probably just a survivor from the early game. 6 Stalkers. So yeah, we have a Disruptor, 6 Phoenixes, 2 Sentries, and a High Templar. So really massive diversity for the ground forces for the Protoss. Even though they opened up with the Stargate, we soon going to be clashing up against 14 Marauders, 26 Marines, 4 Ghosts, and 11 Vikings, backed up by 6 Medivacs and 3 Widow Mines. Although the Widow Mines looked like they were more in a defensive position, we have the fight going on in the 3rd base of the Protoss, responding in kind with their forces, although I don't think it's going to be enough. Protoss does have money in the bank to spend, but not much, bringing in Zealots to try to fight this off, but this is looking really one-sided here. I think this is going to be GG. A little bit more fight. Yep, there it is. Game is called. Set for the Terran player. Now this was a master ranking Protoss versus a Grandmaster. Grandmaster looks like a pretty balanced game between the two. Both players played rather conservatively without a whole lot of fighting in the beginning of the match, and just good macro on both sides. They both build up their bases pretty quickly, had a pretty strong economy. Terran went more bio. I wonder if they had with 1-1 upgrades. I don't think Protoss really had any upgrades. Can't really tell. Yeah, Protoss didn't have any upgrades by the looks of it. We have a ground armor level 1 upgrade, which I don't know how much that's really going to help. From my armchair general perspective, I'm not really sure how Protoss could have countered this better. Maybe less Phoenixes and a couple more Colossi to deal with that bio ball, but dealing with the Vikings, the Protoss was able to knock out the Vikings with only 1 Phoenix left, so that was probably the good move. There just wasn't enough for the Protoss side to deal with what Terran brought to the floor. It really looks like just Terran had a better economy overall during this match and just out macroed the Protoss player. So now we know. Hope everybody has a good day, and GG.